Let me know when we're recording. There it is. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to ARMA, New Jersey's first event of 21. And we're very happy you could join us, and we're looking forward to the coming year. Like most of you, I'm glad to see the back of 2020, and I'm hoping 2021 is a much better year for us. My name, for those who don't know me, is Jackie Cheslow. I am the Vice President of Professional Development in ARMA, New Jersey. And if you have any ideas or suggestions for topics you'd like to see, you can reach me through the ARMA New Jersey website. We'd love your suggestions. So please let us know if there's anything out there that you're not getting that you would like to get. A couple of general housekeeping items before we get started. You'll see that you're all muted as you come into the meeting. Please keep it on mute unless you're actually speaking. But if you'd like to to ask a question, raise your hand or use the chat screen. I'll be monitoring for both throughout the session, and we'll break in on Melissa at appropriate periods when it doesn't interrupt her stream of thought. There's also going to be an opportunity for questions at the end of the session. So now let me introduce Melissa Dederer. Many of you may already know her, but Melissa is a friend of mine and a friend of ARMA's, and we've been fortunate to have her present in New Jersey for our chapter many times. Melissa is a certified information governance professional, a IGP rather, and a certified records manager, a CRM, with over 30 years in information management and governance. Melissa's been active in ARMA for 20 years at the chapter, region, and international level, and served 4 years as a director on ARMA International's board of directors. She is now serving as regent for examination, grading, and administration on the ICRM board. So I'd say Melissa knows her way around certifications just a bit. So Melissa, I'm going to turn control of the meeting on over to you. And I'm looking forward to everything you have to share with us today.
All right, well, thank you very much. Let's first figure out how I'm going to share my screen here. Let me get the slideshow going. Oh, that might mess up though. Let's do this. I do that. All right, everybody.
Now, during the session, if anyone runs into issues with their internet bandwidth, just turn your video off. That often helps.
All right. Can you see the slide now, or are you seeing the slide and the presenter note?
We're seeing the presenter mode, Melissa, but if you just click on display settings up top, you can change that.
Because I don't need that.
There you go.
Just slideshow?
Yep.
There.
Well, you don't need the presenter view.
All right. How's that? Is that better?
Perfect.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much for having me. As Jackie said, I'm Melissa Dederer. I've been involved with ARMA for a number of years. Many years ago, I gave this presentation, and there were about 40 slides. I updated it recently, and it took me quite a while, as now we are well over 60 slides. So our industry has changed quite a bit over the last few years. So I'm looking forward to educating all of you as to what's out there. And the purpose of this is to give you some ideas as to what certificates and certifications are out there, so that you can start thinking about what your next steps will be in your career, whether you're a beginner or if you've got years under your belt. It doesn't matter. I've got a whole bunch of different things here to go through. So we'll start with, if I can get to the next page here. All right, it's not moving for some reason. There we go, clicking in the wrong place. All right, so often I hear people interchanging the word certificate versus certification, and they are different. And I'm going to give a little caveat here. This is the presentation I put together is kind of a generality. So there are always exceptions to the rules. I have listed things as certificates and I've listed others as certification. And basically, I use my own criteria following some of these items listed here. So for example, a certificate will provide documentary proof of an educational or vocational qualification. It usually is focused on a specialized body of knowledge within a particular field. And often, again, usually, generally speaking, can be obtained by anyone who successfully completes a course and takes an exam. Usually there are no eligibility requirements. So that you get an award, you get a certificate that you can post onto your resume to say that I took this course, whatever it was, and I earned this certificate. Whereas a certification is a lot more involved. It's a process that gives a credential to a professional, usually has a governing body that oversees it all, covers a broad body of knowledge, focuses on assessing your current knowledge and skills, usually has eligibility requirements, and almost always involves having some job experience and education before even being eligible to take any exams. And it awards a title and a designation, such as the ICRM's Certified Records Manager, or CRM. So I've listed out some of the things we're going to talk about today. So certificates, the CIP, the Certified Information Professional. There are the Essentials of Information Governance, the Essentials of BRIM, Essentials of Principles, and the Professional Leadership, all offered from ARMA. ARMA also has what they refer to as a designation. It's not a certificate. It's called the Information Specialist. With regards to certifications, this list has grown over the years tremendously. There's a Certified Archivist, the Certified Information Governance Officer, Certified Records Analyst, and Certified Records Manager, the Information Governance Professional. Compliance and Ethics has 2 certifications. Disaster Recovery, when I first did this, had about 7 or 8. They now have 14 certifications. The Privacy has 3. And the Project Management Institute, when I first did this, had about 3 or 4, and they're now up to 8. So we're going to go through these and just talk kind of high level as to what each one is, so that you can determine which one would be right for you. But first, we're going to talk about some of the benefits. Why should you go for a certificate or a certification? It documents professionalism and experience. It increases your visibility and your professional status. You will gain credibility and prestige. And you should use it as a self-marketing tool. And almost always when you get certifications, you can command a higher position and a higher salary. So talking about documenting professionalism and experience, it validates that you have specific knowledge. Certificates, again, as we mentioned earlier, they consist of a learning event, taking a particular course and having a particular outcome. And it's a good one for people who are new to the industry. It's a good way to get some training. Certifications are more involved, and you will be equated with being a subject matter expert. And as I mentioned, they usually have eligibility requirements. Many of them have more than one exam. And you will have maintenance requirements in most certifications. Increasing your visibility and professional status. You will stand out from the crowd. You will be ahead of others because you are attesting to the fact that you have a minimum standard level of knowledge and skills. You will have to stay abreast of current trends and issues. And that adds value not only to you, but also to your organization. Many employers today are looking for certifications. A lot of job openings now say either required or preferred. And as I mentioned, most jobs require certifications and therefore can command a higher role within the organization as well as additional pay. You will gain credibility and prestige because you will be looked at in a totally different light. You are the expert. People will come to you for the answers. It will distinguish you from others because it shows that you are the ultimate polished and established professional. You know what you're talking about. People will talk to you about their questions. And it shows that you have committed yourself to your profession because you will be continually learning, as you will have to earn maintenance credits on a regular basis. So you will always be learning new things as well. And toot your own horn. Get out there on Facebook and Twitter and whatever else is out there. Tell everybody that you have earned that designation, whether it be a certificate or a certification. You never know who's out there looking at what you are marketing. There may be a time when someone comes to you and says, hey, I saw your posting. I need someone like you. You never know. Networking is the key to your success. So you've got to get out there and market yourself. Go make a splash on social media. Toot your horn. No one else will. And as I mentioned, it commands a higher salary, higher positions. So go get your certificate or certification in something, in anything. And that's why I put this presentation together, so that you will understand what's out there so you can start plotting your path to improve your career. What is your next step? So let's look at the certificates. We'll just look at a few here. We'll start with AIMS CIP, Certified Information Professional. The CIP exam is made up of 100 multiple choice questions and covers 5 domain areas. It does not have any eligibility requirements, which is why I have it under certificates rather than certifications. The 5 areas have to do with creating and capturing information, extracting intelligence from information, digitalizing information-intensive processes, automating governance and compliance, implementing and information management solutions. The proctored exam is, when I put this together, I don't know if they've changed, so I give you that little warning. Things may have changed since I put this together not too long ago, but I believe they are online and at testing facilities around the world. Again, it is 100 multiple choice questions, and you must earn a score of 60% or higher in order to pass and receive the CIP designation. One thing I'll mention right now is that I purposely avoided putting how much any of these certificates or certifications cost. And the reason for that is I don't know when they change them, and I don't want to give you misinformation, which is why I state here that I'm not sure if AIM is still doing testing locations or if they've gone to online only. But my goal is to give you ideas as to what's out there, and then you can go find out more information about each of these to determine whether or not it's something you want to pursue and get the additional information about how much they cost. ARMA International has a few, and one of them is the Essentials of Information Governance. This is a self-paced, what they call blended learning course. You'll learn the essentials of information governance, high-level strategy of organizational information through a series of interactive training modules, and some case study exercises. It will bring together the best practices for establishing governance in your organization. So that is one to consider if you're fairly new. The Essentials of RIM, this is definitely designed for entry-level people. So this is a good one if you're new to the industry or into the profession, for you to start learning about what records and information management is all about. They have several training modules, and they must be taken in order. There's a logical progression to the way ARMA has this set up. First one being, what is RIM? Assessing and mitigating risk, auditing basics, electronic records management, managing physical records, micrographics, privacy and security, records management and the law, records retention and disposition, and vital records and business continuity. Those are all high-level areas within our profession. So this is an excellent one for those of you who are on that are fairly new.
Melissa, Donda Young has confirmed that AIM does still have the exam, both online and in person.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Donda. I appreciate that. Okay, the essentials of the principles from ARMA International. This is designed for professionals, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned veterans. The beginners receive a comprehensive education in RIM, and seasoned professionals will learn real-world ways to apply the principles and the maturity model to assess and strengthen their information governance. There are 3 courses that you take. It's the introduction to the principles, applying the principles, and the principles and legally defensible information governance. So this is a good one if you want to go out there and assess how your organization is doing to help you understand what steps you can take to make it better. Professional leadership. This is an excellent one for anyone who wants to move into a leader type role. It has 5 courses. How to communicate more effectively, effective coaching for leaders, strategies for motivating your team, keys to successful negotiation and conflict resolution, and how to improve your time management skills. This is an excellent course for anyone who wants to move into a manager type position. I highly recommend looking into these. The information specialist. This is an entry-level designation for the information profession, and it's designed to show that you're prepared to serve in any role within the information profession. The info exam is based on ARMA Guide to the Information Profession, which is a free resource. I do not know if the exam is free, but the resource is. So that is something you can look into if you're fairly new to the profession as well. Now let's look at a few of the certifications, quite a few. So we'll get started here. The certified archivist. These are practitioners who have demonstrated mastery of the knowledge and experience necessary for modern archival practice. The exam is 100 multiple choice questions, and they give you 3 hours to complete. The CA, the Certified Archivist designation, is a growing standard for employment throughout the US and the rest of the world. So that is one that more and more companies are looking for people to obtain. There are 7 domains. I'm not going to read them all. You can see them on screen. Oh, and let me mention very quickly here, I should have said at the beginning, this presentation will be available in PDF format. So you don't have to sit here and write everything down. Just take notes as to which ones you think you might be interested in, and then you can refer to the presentation later so that you can go get information on them. So I'm not going to read every little screen here for you. You can read those later. But the Certified Archivist does cover 7 different domains. The Certified Information Governance Association now has the SIGO or SIGO award. I've heard it pronounced both ways. It demonstrates proven expertise in information governance. It was designed and developed with input from over 50 experts. It does require that you have at least 5 years total education and experience, and it covers 9 different areas, 9 different topics for you to be familiar with. The ICRM, the Institute of Certified Records Managers. We'll talk about a few of theirs, a couple of theirs. The Certified Records Analyst, the CRA. There are minimum requirements to be eligible to sit for the CRA exams. There are 3 exams to be taken. Each one has 100 multiple choice questions, and you can take them in any order. They are numbered, but that does not mean you have to take them in numerical order. So part 2 covers records and information, creation and use. Part 3, record system, storage and retrieval. Part 4, records appraisal, retention, protection, and disposition. So if you feel that you have a strong background in any one of those 3 topics, you can take that particular one while you study for the others. You are allowed 80 minutes for the exam. You must have a passing score of 70% or better. It is totally online now, so you will receive your results within 72 hours. If you do take the 3 parts 2, 3, and 4, and pass, the CRA will eliminate a 5-year time limit to earn the CRM. But you must complete those 3 exams within 5 years once you're approved as a candidate. And just to clarify what that means is if you take parts 2 and 3 and 1, you've taken 3 exams, but you're not a CRA, you have 5 years to finish all of the other exams. If you go for that CRA, complete and pass parts 2, 3, and 4, that 5-year limit disappears. So you have an unlimited amount of time to take part 1, part 5, and part 6. So something to consider. Again, if you have some experience, the CRA is a good way to start with getting a certification. The CRM is the next step up, and that's the best known credential for records managers today. It provides a strong foundation of core skills and competencies for the RIM professional. Again, there are minimum requirements to be eligible to sit for it. And as I mentioned earlier, the certifications are being requested by employers all over the world, many of whom are offering over $100,000 a year for those positions. The CRM designation, you must pass parts 1 through 5 and part 6. Similar to the CRA, parts 1 through 5 are multiple choice exams. You have 80 minutes to complete them. Part 6, however, is 2 case studies. You are allowed 4 hours to finish them. You get a 10-minute break in between, which does count towards your time. But initially, when you start part 6, you will be given a mandatory case study that you must answer. And then you can take your break if you want, it's not required. And then you will read 2 case studies and choose one to be your second one. All of the exams require a passing score of 70 or higher. Parts 1 through 5, you will receive your results within 72 hours. Part 6, you should get within 6 weeks. And the reason for that is that part 6 is essay exams and it is graded by CRMs. So once you complete part 6, the system then assigns graders. Graders have a couple of weeks to review your response and get graded and get their response into the system. So it can take anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks for you to get your results from part 6. ARMA International has the IGP, the Information Governance Professional, and it focuses exclusively on high-level strategic practice of information governance. It has 140 multiple choice questions, and you are permitted 2 hours and 45 minutes to complete the exam. It will bring professional recognition within your network, organization, and your industry. So it's definitely one you want to consider. Society of Corporate Compliance and Ethics, the SCCE, has 2 certifications. One of them is the CCEP and the CCEP-I. I'll get into both of those in just a moment. But candidates have to earn 20 CEUs, continuing education units, in order to apply to sit for an exam, and then 40 CEUs every 2 years to renew. At least 50% of those CEUs must be earned from live training events, such as live webinars or in-person events, if there are any around anymore. And they must be earned within a 12-month period preceding the exam date. And if you are certified, must be earned within your certification renewal period. So let's go look at those 2 certifications. In order to submit CEUs, you must meet at least one of 10 following subject areas. Again, I'm not going to get into all of them, but similar to some of the other certifications, there are areas that you must have expertise in. So there are 10 for the Society of Corporate Compliance and Ethics. The CCEP is the Certified Compliance and Ethics Professional. And this is a certification for all levels within national organizations. And the CCEP is someone with knowledge of relevant regulations and expertise in compliance processes so that they can help their organization understand and address legal obligations. You have 2 hours to complete 115 questions. Only 100 of those questions will be scored. They don't have an exact percentage for passing, as they use something that I'm not familiar with, so I can't explain what it is, but they use the Angoff method, where expert psychometricians estimate the passing probability of each item on the exam. So every question is weighted and it's based on a particular topic. They have some algorithms that they use to determine whether or not you pass. Their other one is the same idea, the CCEP International, and this is the one that is good for those within international organizations. It is similar to the CCEP, except that it pertains to international. You have 2.5 hours to complete the 115 questions. Again, only 100 will be scored, and they use the same method for determining whether or not you get a passing grade based on the topic and the question and how they are weighted. DRI is the Disaster Recovery Institute International, and they are the oldest and largest organization around the world to help prepare for and recover from disasters. They have 14 different certifications under 7 different career tracks. They have continuity, advanced continuity, audit, cyber resilience, healthcare continuity, public sector continuity, and risk management. So, and if any of those topics are something that you have an interest in, DRI certification is something that you want to look into. Here is a nice little colorful chart taken from their website that tells you which area and which certification and what they mean. So we're just going to do a high-level overview on some of these. And they love their acronyms. I feel like I do alphabet soup when I talk about DRI's certifications. This one is the Associate Business Continuity Professional, the ABCP. It's for those who are new to the disaster recovery industry. It's for entry-level proficiency where you have some knowledge of business continuity, but you have not acquired a great deal of it yet. There are no requirements regarding years of experience. So this is a good one to start with if you're somewhat new in the industry. The next one up from that is the Certified Functional Continuity Professional. That's for those who have some knowledge. You must have at least 2 years of experience and be able to demonstrate specific and practical experience in 3 different subject matters. So this one does require a little bit of background in the industry. The Certified Business Continuity Professional. This one I see a lot of within our profession. I've known many people to go get their CBCP. It's the most widely recognized and held business continuity certification in the world. It requires at least 2 years of experience, and you must be able to demonstrate specific and practical experience in 5 subject matter areas. The Master Business Continuity Professional is the next step up from that. And this is one for people who have significant knowledge in the industry and in the business of business continuity and disaster recovery, must have at least 5 years of industry experience and be able to demonstrate knowledge in 7 subject matter areas. This is the top of the line for the business continuity professional. The next one that DRI offers is the Certified Business Continuity Auditor. So we're going to look at the auditing function here. It demonstrates you have an ability to validate and evaluate plans based on any applicable standard, both internally and externally. There is a prerequisite course requirement for the auditor qualifying exam. So this is one of those that has more than one exam that must be taken. The lead auditor is for those who want to be a team leader, and it reflects a significant audit experience as well as extensive understanding in emergency management, enterprise risk management, and business continuity. This one also has a prerequisite course requirement in order to qualify for the exam. The cyber resilience. This is a new hot topic within our profession, so this is one you may want to consider. The ACRP, the Associate Cyber Resilience Professional, is for those who are new to the business of continuity and cybersecurity. It's for individuals with less than 2 years of cyber resilience, business continuity, and/or cybersecurity experience. Applicants must complete a cyber resilience for the business continuity professional course and pass the cyber resilience examination. So although it's for those who are fairly new, there is still a little bit of qualifying before you're eligible for it. The Certified Cyber Resilience Professional, CCRP, is for those who have knowledge and experience and leadership in cyber resilience and business continuity related areas. It's for those with more than 2 years of experience, and applicants must be able to demonstrate specific and practical experience. If you are in the healthcare area, or if you desire to be into the healthcare area, the DRI offers Associate Healthcare Provider Continuity Professional, AHPC. It's for those who are new to the industry with less than 2 years of experience. You have minimal knowledge in business continuity management. So it targets individuals who have expertise in health-related field. For example, if you work in a hospital or you work for a health insurance company, this certification is targeted towards you. A step up from that is the Certified Healthcare Provider, the CHPCP, the Continuity Professional, and it's for those who have demonstrated knowledge and working experience in the healthcare business continuity planning. So you have at least 2 years of experience, and you must be able to demonstrate specific knowledge in 5 subject matter areas. Public sector continuity. So if you are involved in the public sector arena, the Associate Public Sector Continuity Professional, APSCP, is for you to look into. This is for those who are new to the industry with less than 2 years of experience, but you have a minimum amount of knowledge in public sector planning, and you have successfully passed the public sector examination. So again, this is another one where you have to pass an exam before being eligible for the next step. It targets individuals who have expertise in related fields, such as emergency responders, or those in fields not directly related to public sector planning. Moving up from that is the Certified Public Sector Continuity Professional, the CPSCP, and that's for those who have demonstrated both knowledge of and experience in public sector continuity and disaster recovery. You have 2 or more years of industry experience, and you must be able to demonstrate knowledge in at least 5 subject matter areas. So that one is moving up a little bit. Then we move into risk management, and I'm beginning to see, just pause it, beginning to see a few people earning these certifications, because risk management is very much related to what we do. The Associate Risk Management Professional, ARMP, is for those who are new to risk management. This is a good one for those of us in RIM or IG to possibly consider looking into for risk management. It supports entry-level proficiency with knowledge in risk management and is designed for those who have not yet acquired a great deal of experience and have less than 2 years of risk management experience. This is a good one to start with. The next step up from that is the Certified Risk Management Professional, the CRMP. This one is designed for those who do have a specialized background in risk management. It does require more than 2 years of experience, and you must be able to demonstrate specific and practical experience in 2 of the 4 risk management practice areas that they have. The CRMP certification validates that you are an individual who possesses the foundational level of knowledge and experience required to implement and manage a business risk management program. Now we're going to move on to privacy. Again, this is another one that I see several colleagues of mine going for these certifications. The IAPP, the International Association of Privacy Professionals. They offer 3 certifications: the CIPP, the Privacy Professional, the CIPM, Privacy Manager, and CIPT, Privacy Technologist. So we'll look at all 3 of these. The CIPP, and this is the one that I see most frequently within our profession. And that is because it is for those who are responsible for legal compliance, information management, there's our key right there, data governance, and human resources. There are 4 concentrations, so you don't just go for a CIPP, you concentrate on a particular geographical area: Asia, Canada, Europe, and the US private sector. So I see a lot of my colleagues have the CIPP/US. The IAPP website, and again, you don't need to write all this down, I'll have links to it at the end of the presentation, but they have exam blueprints and a body of knowledge for each one of their certifications so that you can get more information very easily from their website. The CIPP examinations are different, it pertains to which one you're going for. If you are going for the US, you have 90 questions. You have 2.5 hours to answer those 90 questions, and 75 of them are scored. The European one is the same as the US, 90 questions, 75 are scored, you have 2.5 hours. The Canadian one has 85 questions, of which 60 are scored. You have 2.5 hours. And for Asia, 90 questions, 75 are scored, and you have 2.5 hours. So those are the CIPP examinations. Then we move into the CIPM, Certified Information Privacy Manager. This is for you if you are responsible for risk management, privacy operations, accountability, audit, or privacy analytics. Again, they have an exam blueprint and body of knowledge on the website so that you can obtain additional information. And that particular exam has 90 questions, 70 of which are scored, and you have 2.5 hours to take that exam. The CIPT, Certified Information Privacy Technologist. It's good for you to pursue this one if you are responsible for information technology, information security, software engineering, or privacy by design. It shows that you understand the use of technology in building data protection practices into products and services. So go check out their exam blueprint and their body of knowledge. If you're responsible for any one of those 4 areas, this may be something for you to look into. It is similar to the other ones, has 90 questions, of which 75 are scored, and you have 2.5 hours to complete those exams, those questions. The Project Management Institute, the PMI. When I first did this presentation, they had, as I mentioned earlier, maybe 4 different certifications, that they have now moved and broadened their portfolio with 8 different certifications. So we will go look at each one of those from a high level. The PMP, that is the one that I see most frequently, people obtaining this one. The PMP credential is the most important industry recognized certification for project managers and is globally recognized and demanded. I see this in job descriptions all around the world. PMP is the one that people want for managing projects. It validates your competency to perform a role of a project manager, leading and directing projects and teams. So if you, in your role, are overseeing different projects within your organization, this may be something you want to consider going for. To add some acronyms after your name, go for the PMP. The PGMP, Program Management Professional, is designed for those who manage multiple complex projects to achieve strategic and organizational results. It demonstrates that you can manage those multiple projects that are related. You can navigate complex activities that span functions, organizations, regions, or cultures. And it demonstrates that you have proven ability to align results with organizational goals. So that'd be the next one up from PMP to go for your PGMP. Then there is the PFMP. That is Portfolio Management Professional. And it recognizes the advanced experience and skill of portfolio managers. This one has a kind of a sliding scale for whether or not you're eligible to take this exam. You must possess at least 96 months of professional business experience within the last 15 years and have a secondary degree and 84 months of portfolio management experience, or 96 months of professional experience in the last 15 years and a 4-year degree and 48 months of portfolio management experience. So this one has some very strict criteria for being eligible, but it is kind of a sliding scale based on experience and education. The CAPM, Certified Associate in Project Management, demonstrates your understanding of fundamental knowledge, terminology, and processes of effective project management. If you like to manage larger projects and gain responsibility, then this one is the right one for you. The PMI Agile Certified Practitioner, PMI-ACP, formally recognizes your knowledge of Agile principles and your skill with Agile techniques. Applicants must have a secondary degree, 21 hours of training in Agile practices, a year of general project experience within the last 5 years, and 8 months of Agile project experience within the last 3 years. So we're getting into some of the newer ones that the PMI has added. Here's the Risk Management Professional. Recognizes demonstrated knowledge and expertise in the specialized area of assessing and identifying project risks, along with a plan to mitigate threats and capitalize on the opportunities. This is another one of those that has a sliding scale based on experience and education in order to apply. So it requires a secondary degree, 3 years of project risk management experience within the last 5 years, and 40 hours of project risk management education, or a 4-year degree, 2 years of project risk management experience within the last 5 years, and 30 hours of project risk management education. The PMI/PBA, PMI Professional in Business Analysis, highlights your expertise in business analysis, shows that you can work effectively with stakeholders to define the business requirements, shape the output of projects, and drive successful business outcomes. Again, you must have a sliding scale here to apply, a secondary degree, 5 years of business analysis experience, 35 contact hours of education, or a bachelor's degree with 3 years of business analysis experience and 35 contact hours of education in business analysis. The PMI-SP, PMI Scheduling Professional. This certification recognizes your demonstrated knowledge and advanced experience in the area of developing and maintaining project schedules. To me, that's a tough one. I'm very good at managing schedules, but managing a whole bunch of them at one time, that's a little bit more cumbersome. But this is an excellent one to look into if you're very good at managing schedules. You must have a secondary degree, 40 months of project scheduling experience within the last 5 years, and 40 hours of project scheduling education, or a 4-year degree, 28 months of project scheduling experience within the last 5 years, and 30 hours of project scheduling education. That's an interesting one. I would love to look into that one, only because I love doing scheduling. I don't know if I could do all of them at one time. So we've gone over a whole lot of different certificates and certifications that are out there today. At the end of this presentation that you'll have a copy of, I have listed all of them that we have just spoken about. I've done it by organization. So if you're looking for the CIP, that's offered by AIM. ARMA has several different ones, the IGP, many of their certificates. Then the CIGO from the Certified Information Governance Officer Association. The Privacy IAPP has the 3 that we spoke about, the ICRM. And then this one kind of got broken up. The Society of Archivists has the CA designation. Compliance and Ethics has those 2, the national one and the international. Disaster Recovery Institute has, what was it, 14, I think we mentioned. So they are there listed by the topic. So if you're interested in continuity or cyber resilience, those are some to go look at. And then PMI, Project Management Institute, has the 8 or so that we just spoke about there as well. Are there any questions?
So if you have questions for Melissa, you can just raise your hand or put them in the chat and we will unmute you so you can get in here. You also can unmute yourself to ask questions. We'll give everybody a moment there. Melissa, we had one question during the session, which I went ahead and answered, that asked if the certifying bodies are extending time to submit CEUs, but as I've learned myself, that depends. And it depends on who's certifying you and what they're doing at this particular moment. A lot of nice compliments coming in from Melissa. So if there's no questions at this point in time, I want to offer my thanks to Melissa for a very informative session. and providing all of us with information that will hopefully help us move ahead with our professional goals in 2021. Melissa's presentation, as she said, will be available on our website in just a day or two, so that you can easily refer back to it any time, and there'll also be a recording of this session. Now, if you haven't checked out your member benefits at ARMA lately, we're excited that they're now offering online and virtual opportunities to connect and get resourced through your member. And if you aren't an ARMA professional member, as you can see, there's a lot of things there for you to take advantage of. And it's an affordable way to get what you need as an information professional. If you are already an ARMA member, we encourage you to stay connected with both ARMA International and ARMA New Jersey and your local chapters. And if this has become a financial hardship and you're in New Jersey, if you're in New Jersey, the chapter is offering assistance with membership fees to chapter members. So just reach out to any board member and let us know you'd like that support, and we'll work with you to keep your membership current. Coming up next on February 10th is Kirsten Liston, who is managing principal and founder of Rethink Compliance. For all the girls on the phone, a woman-owned business. She's going to teach us all how to be better trainers on our next webinar, keeping training up to date in the 21st century. We're thrilled to be able to learn from a master in this field. Kristen is not only a managing principal founder, she's also written a book on compliance training. And on March 10th, we're going to be holding a networking event, which is still in the planning stages, but I promise you it'll be fun. So try and join us that night as well. Finally, we just want to remind everyone that we have a career opportunities page on our website, as do many of the local chapters. So if you are indeed looking for work, check those out. We also have a number of career-oriented webinars recorded on our site that will help you. We did one last fall on branding, which was very helpful. If you do decide to go for any of the information-related certifications or certificates that you saw here, ARMA New Jersey has a great library, so come check it out, particularly with respect to the CRA and CRM exams. And as you know, as always, more information can be found about membership on the ARMA website. I want to once again thank Melissa for joining us and remind you that by becoming a member of ARMA International, you're investing in yourself. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you all again on February 10th. Melissa, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Great job, Melissa.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I hope you got something out of it.
Always.